start this homework, what we need is two more sliders. So we need a distortion X and a distortion Y slider. So let's add those in first of all. So I'm going to add in something that looks kind of like this. So again, this is going to be a class of, let's call it DX maybe, like distortion X. We'll add a type of range. The min, we'll make it 0. We'll add a max of, let's say 50 for now, and a step of maybe 1. And the value for this is going to be 10. Now I'll talk about why it's 10 in a second. You might be able to work out why, because it's this value of 10 here. So if you want it in the Y direction, we want it in as 5. So again, I'm just going to add this one in, the class of dy. We're going to add a type of range again. The min, we'll make it 1 as well. The max, is 50. If I stop pressing enter, and the step is 1, and the value for this is 5. And we'll close it off there. So what we should get now, again, is two sliders. Again, if we don't, at the moment, they don't do anything. What we need to do is select those two things and then make the values change. So the first thing in my script.js is I'm going to scroll up to the top. I need to pick those two. So underneath here, I'm going to do a constant of, let's call it dx input, and the document.selector. What we're going to do is pick the input.dx, and same thing below. We're going to do dy input, and this one's going to be dy. What we want to do is just get that value and kind of put it into the page itself. So instead of this being 10 and 5, we want the first one to be the dx input dot value, and the second one to be dy input dot value. So now what we can see on the page is if we have it as normal, we can start to play around with this, and then we can make a lot of cool things with it really, really quickly. We can add a lot of distortion in here if we want to. We can start playing around and seeing what works well and what doesn't work well. We can actually just change this text. We can change the speed. So, we can really, really mess this up in a very quick way.